student from ISKL, Malaysia, and I have been learning Carnatic music, or specifically Carnatic violin and singing, for the past 11 years. And so, yeah, today I will be introducing Sujitra Jayasilan ma'am about SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation, as well as their purpose as a non-government organization. So, ma'am, firstly, what are the different activities of SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation?
Firstly, Ayush, thank you so much for coming up with this initiative. Okay, so activities of SUGAM. So basically, SUGAM, we are divided into three different organizations. So we have the SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation, and we have SUGAM Karnataka, which runs an art school, and we have SUGAM Samskara, which runs a Vedic school. So we have three parts to the SUGAM. So all our activities basically revolves around arts and culture. So we, SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation specifically was formed in 2003. We are a non-profit and we focus on social transformation through arts and culture. So our general activities are around promotion and enculturation of the arts. And another very important component is we also work on enhancing standard of living for the vulnerable communities through our social cultural development programs. And we also work on basically safeguarding our intangible cultural heritage. Okay, so these are the main umbrella goals, I would say, and the activities would revolve around like when we talk about vulnerable communities, we do scholarships for uh, underprivileged children, scholarship for music education. We also work on some programs, I think, involving the underachieving or underprivileged communities. We also provide a platform for affordable and quality arts education. And also we do, as I said just now, promotion and enculturation of the arts. So one of the programs in that, for that pillar is our Malaysia International Carnatic Music Festival, which is happening anytime, starting this weekend,
Yeah.
right? So these are our activities.
Nice. You had mentioned that one of the other parts of SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation is the different, like it's a almost like a separate organization, SUGAM Karnataka, that runs an art and music school. So, from your perspective, what do you believe is the relevance of art and music to the education of a child and their life in general?
Okay. You see, so many research have been done, okay, when it comes to how arts impacts a child's life, right? They talk about cognitive development, they talk about self-esteem or confidence building and all that. But and all that is truly a form of development for an individual, I would say, not just a child, for an individual. And this actually is, it's not really co-curriculum. Actually, it should become curriculum. It should be in every child's life. Arts education, just like how we learn math, and not everybody becomes a mathematician. We learn science, we learn history. We all don't become historians, right?
Yeah.
Just like that, I feel that arts education should be given to every child because it helps in the development of a child holistically, and that's arts. But when you talk about cultural education, cultural heritage education type of arts education, like the Carnatic music or any other related to any other culture, but Indian culture, we talk about Carnatic or Hindustani music. Why is it so important? Because culture gives us our roots, right? So when a child understands his or her own cultural heritage and grows with that in him, I feel that the child is able to exude an aura of confidence like no other.
Yes, I
Okay.
definitely agree with that. So, specifically with the courses that you provide and offer for the underprivileged children and communities that you support and sponsor, what what are some of those courses? What exactly and specifically does SUGAM Culture and Heritage Foundation do for underprivileged children?
Okay, so as I told you, we give scholarships. All these while, scholarships goes to students who are in Sugam Karnataka, and they are learning. If they come from a B40, like in Malaysia, we say B40 means the bottom 40 of the community, who that means their household income is below a certain amount. We give those whatever that every other child learns. These children who come from the B40 category are given. We give it to them for free. Okay, so they can learn anything that they want. So sometimes we give full scholarships, sometimes it's partial scholarships depending on the income bracket. Okay, that is one program. And the other program that we had carried out before this is we worked with 13-year-old students from 10 different locations around Malaysia. And in every location, we pick 30 kids, 30 kids who are underachieving. They call them underachievers. You see, underachievers, academically, they're underachievers, but they may not be underachievers, but there's a term. So I'm going to use the term for the purpose of our communication today. So these children were picked in each location, and we trained them for 6 months. What did we do? We introduced like musical theater. Okay, we can call it drama or musical drama. We did that with them for 6 months, and about 300 children benefited from this program. And the what we saw after that 6 months was amazing. Children who teachers said that they do not follow instructions, they don't attend school, all this changed. And we have documented all that. And children who hardly spoke, because these programs are conducted in English, although it revolves around the Indian culture, we conducted the programs in English, so they were also asked to speak or come out or enact a particular scene.
Yeah.
So they had to memorize. That's one. Secondly, they spoke, or all their dialogues were in English. And we had dance, so the children had to follow instructions, everybody carries the hand up, or they had certain coordinations that they needed to follow, and they all obeyed instructions and when they did the last presentations, it was immaculate. And even the teachers said that what great transformation within 6 months. So we're actually looking forward to carry out these sort of programs again. But we of course require funders and also volunteers, and not just funders. We also require volunteers to come forward to work with us to carry out these kind of projects for the community.
Yeah. More specifically now, how much does it usually cost to sponsor a child's education for 1 year, or like the time period you had stated, 6 months?
Okay. If they want to take a package, that means which involves vocal, and they want to learn an instrument or dance and pick up another subject, something like a theater or a creative writing or visual art drawing, three subjects, it will cost about slightly less than 2,000 ringgit a year for them to learn all these three. But if a child just wants to learn one subject, that means they just want to pick vocal or sangidam, or they want to learn a violin, then it's lesser than 1,500 ringgit.
You had also just stated that it would be helpful to have more volunteers helping out and getting more immersed in the community. What do you think the value of having maybe more high school students like myself getting involved in the process of trying to contribute to the community through music?
That will be a dream come true, Ayush. That will be, because we are, I had one community member who always say, he uses this word, Vegam and Vivegam. Vegam, Vivegam is, like experience, and Vegam is speed, so we need a combination of both. We need people with experience, but we also need Vegam, people who have the energy, and that comes from people like you, who have that drive, and I mean, not drive all of us have, but that energy, to move and to do things. So yes, we would certainly welcome many the high school students, university students, young people to join us to do excellent community work. And you know what, don't really need to be so artistic, people can learn these. It's quite easy actually.
So, seeing as we're currently living in some tough times, obviously with the COVID pandemic going around, how has the activities of the school been affected as a result of the pandemic that we are currently faced with?
The pandemic, yes, it definitely affected us. Of course, our classes were all, physical classes, but from the month of April, we have been doing everything online. So you can just imagine teaching violin, veena, mridangam, and tabla online. Okay, we did it. We did it with all the students, and in fact, last week we just had our finale day, like a farewell day, where all the students actually performed whatever they'd learned. And many parents had told us that if we managed to finish the syllabus, whatever that was planned for the year, and the kids learned and also displayed, showcased whatever they had learned. So, yeah, the pandemic was there, but we adapt, we adjust, and we accommodate. We went on, and yeah, we somehow it came to a closure for the year end already now.
Nice. Within the community, do you have any big supporters or sponsors who have helped, like, try to tide over in these difficult times?
Difficult times, no. During this pandemic period, no, not to help the school out from whatever. We had to relocate. We had two buildings. We had to give up one. I mean, we just can't sustain because and we're not having physical classes, so there's no point keeping two premises and such a long period from April to now. That's like 9 months.
Yeah.
you know and no, we don't really have people, I mean, who came forth to pull us out from this, but everybody is
Yeah.
everybody are having issues. So most of our donors and supporters come for projects. So all these years, yes, we have got support for projects. When we run projects, definitely we get many well wishers who come on board to help.
So, how will the donations and funds being raised for the sponsorship and the scholarships for underprivileged children, how will they help your organization's purpose? Like, what are your plans specifically, both short term and long term, when it comes to expanding this organization?
Okay, as far as the foundation is concerned, we are looking into projects which are locally, and now with the pandemic, we have discovered a new platform, a new norm, I would say, to go online and reach out. So we are able to do projects slightly at a larger scale without spending that same amount which we would if it was a physical event. So now we are running many things related to Carnatic. And our next step, we plan to do some programs or one large program nationally, which will help for national unity in terms of between the different races. Malaysia is a multiracial country, so we want to run something like a unity program and expand our scholarship beyond Sugam Karnataka. That means any schools, any other schools who have got students who are underprivileged and require that support, we want to be able to provide for them as well. So that's where our donations will be used. And as far as Sugam Karnataka is concerned, we would like to, of course, uh, spread out slightly more. We are already 18 years old, so we want to, instead of just being in KL, we are thinking to go to other states and do it. But that all depends on the situation.
Finally, seeing as the event that or the project that you have been planning, my ICMF is starting to come with it as the days pass. What is specifically is the purpose of the Malaysia International Carnatic Festival, and since when have you been organizing projects or festivals of this nature?
Okay, the My ICMR for the Malaysia International Carnatic Music Festival, we started it last year. Was a physical event. We had a few concerts with big artists, and then we had a few workshops, and that's what it was. And this year we plan to do the same, but we also included competitions.
Yeah.
But our plans changed from a physical event to become an online event, and our entire objective is basically to bring together artists, practitioners, students, lovers of the Carnatic music together onto one platform. And it's just happening the way we thought it should right now.
Finally, being a Malaysian NGO, what is your inspiration when it comes to promoting Indian classical music specifically here in Malaysia?
We promoting Indian classical music. we have been doing it. And my ICMA is one big step that we have. We actually want people to, we are talking about enculturation of the arts. So when they look at it as part of their lives, then it becomes more meaningful than to look at it as something very abstract. See, in Malaysia, we are actually people of Indian origin. We are not NRIs. So the dynamics are slightly different. So the whole goal is to get the Malaysian Indians to appreciate this art form, to embrace this art form, and to understand that it is part of their heritage. Of course, there are many gurus and here who are propagating, who are doing, who are teaching, and they're very passionate about the arts. And we just want to make that community slightly larger, and of course, to also interact with people like us, Indians, out of Malaysia. So our students here and our practitioners here, our people here are able to interact with everyone else on an international platform. And that's the goal of ICMF.
Yeah, nice. Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
Yes, you talked about being a Malaysian NGO. So I just wanted to add a little bit to that. So we are promoting the Indian classical arts now. And the aim, the ultimate, the final aim would be to actually um, for Indians to understand and to appreciate their own art form here, as well as the other races to also understand the Indian art form, and for the Indians also to understand the other art forms, because we are multicultural Malaysia, and it's very important. That is a very, very important step. So ultimately, this is what we are looking for. We want everyone to understand and to know their own culture and heritage, as well as to appreciate and understand and know the others' culture. So that is, as a Malaysian NGO, that's what we aspire.
Yeah. So, thank.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say that I would like everyone to come on board and watch the My ICMF, which is starting this Saturday, and it'll finish next Sunday. It's a 9-day festival. I hope you truly enjoy, celebrate, and just immerse yourself in it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jayasilan ma'am, for sparing this time for me from your obviously very busy schedule to let me talk to you and ask you some questions. I hope my ICMF 2020 will be a grand success and more people will come to watch and enjoy this celebration of classical music every year. Also, once again, I'd like to also elaborate that these events will be inviting donations, as I've heard, right? So I hope that everyone watching this interview, as well as everyone around the world, join in on this event and celebrate music with us.
Thank you so much, Aayush. And Aayush, I also look forward to your kacheri. You're doing a violin performance. I look forward to that. And thank you so much for doing this interview. I truly appreciate it. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.